world. This is Computer Heat, and after a brief vacation, I'm back and gonna bring some shoutcasts. And today I've got a special guest. It's Corp.Shephard. If you would please introduce yourself, Corp.Shephard.
That's correct. I'm Corp.Shephard, a strategist on COH2.org, and just a general fan of Company Heroes, and I'm glad to be here to cast some, hopefully, a really good game.
Yeah. So we got a match between SturmTiger, this way to judge, which I happen to know is SturmTigerArnab, and he's playing against HansMoleman, who is playing as the OKW. And I think, we should just get this rolling. And we're both paused at 5 seconds, so we'll unpause in 3, 2, 1, go. 6, 7, yada yada. It continues.
8, 9, 10, yeah. It's
right.
the SturmTiger, I don't know what you call them, a clan, an organization. It's been sort of booming lately. A lot of people have been joining up. I know Love Nest is now SturmTiger Love Nest.
Yeah, they've got a lot of good players in their ranks.
They're really starting to kind of explode as a force, I guess, on the scene. So he's going tier 2 with a support weapon Campagna down there, it looks like.
Yes, building a Maxim right away. I've played against him once before, and he made a lot of Maxims, so I think that maybe what he's going for again. Of course, this was a long time ago, and not against OKW.
Yeah, a lot of people really like Maxim play against OKW. I think it's actually quite map dependent. Road to Kharkov, probably a pretty good map for Maxims here. Any map that's sort of just saturated with green cover is going to cause a lot of issues for Maxims. It's hard for them to suppress units in green cover. There's a lot more opportunities for flanking where, a back Maxim can't quite catch a squad before it gets into heavy cover. Buildings are a serious issue for both these factions, particularly when you're going Maxims.
Yeah, although this map actually has fewer buildings than it used to. They recently, I think it was in the last patch, took out the buildings that were covering the crossroad cutoff points on the northeast and southeast side.
Yeah, this trouble point, this cutoff for HansMoleman that connects him to his fuel, always a huge risk. You have to really protect this point. They removed the building there. They didn't remove this top hedge, which I think is what most players are really annoyed with, is that they can't really cover their own point from their base, which is a lot easier for the bottom player. So right now we've got 2 Volksgrenadiers, the long-range infantry coming out for the HansMoleman, the OKW player, and a Kubelwagen coming out, which is very interesting. I don't think Kubelwagens are very good against Soviets at all, so I'm going to be very interested to see how he uses this.
Yeah, I know they got a little bit of a health buff. Yeah, I wonder if he's going to cancel that now that he sees the Maxim.
Well, better to be fighting Maxims than M3s. The M3 versus Kubelwagen fight is hugely stacked in the favor of the M3. The Kubelwagen is just an MG on wheels, and the M3 is quite good at flanking MGs. So it's just going to hit the field right now fighting.
Yep, here it comes. Although it's gotten a little bit of a health buff in the last patch, it still gets a decent bit from these combat engineers.
Running out of those engineers, it's rough. The Maxim here on the right is in serious danger. The Sturm Pioneers are flanking it. Oh, he's got to retreat right away. That's good reaction there. Yes. Sturm Pioneers, the real danger here for the Maxims. Folks, he's doing a good move here. He's throwing himself into buildings where the Maxims kind of can't force him out. But the Volks themselves really can't do anything against these Maxims.
No, although the Maxims, they also got a bit of some fine-tune adjustment in this last patch. They got their rotation speed reduced from, it was 180 degrees per second to 120, so, it's not nothing.
It's a weird change. Can't actually see the difference myself so far, but oh wow. Taking advantage of this tiny little building to force these Volks off. That was interesting.
Yeah, the Volks were just hanging around on the other side. He must have known that the cap was going on because of how close it was.
Well, you don't want to engage the conscripts in close range. Oh, the Sturm Pioneers are in some trouble now.
Yeah.
Suppressed, out in the open. He's got to get them back. I don't know what he's trying to do here.
Yeah, these Volksgrenadiers are gonna try to do something against this Maxim, but they managed to get past it, so that's good. Now the Kugelwagen should suppress it.
Doesn't have a lot to support it. I think this Maxim's going to have to back off. Oh wow, and the SturmTigerArnabs are actually unsuppressed.
They're standing right. Is there actually a window on this side of the building? No, there's not. They're
No.
gonna be
Great positioning here.
Yeah, you could actually do slightly better positioning and stand in the camping circle while attacking them.
That's true. The conscripts are actually in a lot of trouble. You can't really run from Sturm's very easy here. Ooh, okay. I think he'll be all right.
Yes,
his conscripts luckily ducked into the ditch rather than taking the main road. The negative
that was a lucky retreat path.
So this is pretty good. We've got an MG34 coming out, which means that the OKW player has chosen the Luftwaffe doctrine, Luftwaffe ground support.
Yes, you actually wrote a guide for that, which we put up on COH2.org the other day, and
it's true.
I'm curious how all of that is following it at all.
I don't suggest a Kubel for it. I don't think he'll be following it here. I also suggest the medical truck very early, but you can see that he's gotten the Mechanized Regiment HQ back at his base. This gives him a lot of just early armor, light armor options. So I'll be interested. I really like Mechanized Regiment against Maxim Tier 2 Soviet play. Because you get access to that.
Maxims right now, actually.
Yeah. He's really trying to pressure this cutoff. I think this is the right move by the Soviet, but I don't know about this particular battle.
I'm amazed that this MG34 hasn't gotten suppressed by the second Maxim shooting at it.
Maxims have really struggled against green cover units. This is kind of impressive. I haven't seen this ever, really. HansMoleman is getting a Flak 38 emplacement. This was recently buffed to go down to only 10 fuel, but a much heavier manpower cost. I'm not sure. This is interesting.
This is very interesting. I guess he just, he wants something that can't be suppressed, and is going to be able to deal with these Maxims if they try to roll up on his cutoff. I'm curious if it doesn't have line of sight everywhere on there, so these conscripts, for example, could sneak
That seemed
around.
like a struggle, but we're about to find out. The Kugelwagen's covering that angle quite nicely. A Puma is rolling out for HansMoleman in probably about 30 seconds as well.
Oh, that's not actually such a great choice.
Arnab
has gotten an AT gun.
Do you know he has the AT grenade research?
He does not. I thought he might try to sneak around and AT grenade this Kugelwagen, but that's out of the cards. Looks like these Maxims are just attack moving up towards the cutoff.
Kubel versus Maxim, even when they're suppressed, goes in the favor of the Maxim because the Kubel's such a large target that their accuracy doesn't actually go down that much. So he's got to be careful with the Kugelwagen here.
Oh,
it's getting real low. Oh no, the Puma's forcing it back. Okay. It's like he's gonna slip away there.
That's unfortunate. Oh, and we can see the flak.
Oh man, this could go real bad for the flak. This gun, almost certainly, these things have terrible health. That took out about a third of its health right away. If it takes about 4 shots, it's probably just going to die straight up. And this Puma, not very good against infantry. It'll be interesting to see if he can force this gun off in time. I don't think SturmTiger has vision, though. He must be just attack ground.
I can easily check that he does and doesn't. He can see the unit in the fog of war, but it's in the fog of war, but the units are sort of half visible. So I guess he was attack moving. Oh man, he needs to back it away. So Fallschirmjägers pop out of that shack, and they're not even really necessary. That Puma killed it so fast.
The Puma is quite bad against infantry, but when it's just at point blank, that little pintle-mounted machine gun on the top actually does rip into them pretty well, so he actually does an excellent job. That was a great flank.
Yeah.
Really not sure what he was thinking with the AT gun. Got a little ahead of himself there.
Yes, he really should have just reversed that back. At least gotten it closer to his own lines. Now it's sitting right where some Volksgrenadiers can just run up and grab it. Or, it could even just get salvaged as these Sturm Pioneers move up.
The salvage is an interesting option. I don't think I would take it in his circumstances. He doesn't have any AT except for the Puma, but it looks like he is going to salvage it. Oh no! He's got to stop the salvage. He's taking massive
taking
damage.
Tons of damage. Oh, the squad very nearly gets killed.
It's like a quad damage modifier. It's very dangerous. Fire.
So we do have a doctrine pick from Arnab. He's gone for shock rifle frontline tactics. So that's going to give him the shock troops, the cloaking AT guns, incendiary off map, KV-8, which also got nerfed, and finally, by the way, and the IS-2.
The new IS-2 is very brutal. It'll be interesting to see if we see one of those roll out. Oberkommando West really struggles to take those down, even with some of their heavier armor.
Yeah, I discovered that the other day.
This Maxim push is having some effect. This poor Fallschirmjägers have got to get back soon. The pin bonus that keeps them protected is going away. Yeah, 2 falls for nothing there. This Kubelwagen, close range battle against the Maxim, not a good choice. Ooh. Does Hans notice? Okay, he's gonna slip back just in time.
So no further tier buildings yet from Arnab. Oops, there we go.
A whiff on the grenade there. The conscripts have to retreat regardless. He's finally gotten that Zis gun almost to safety. Hans is looking in a pretty good position here. He's consolidated his control of the left. He's got his cutoff back. He's getting the victory point. He might be able to threaten some munitions. This is probably one of the biggest weaknesses of Tier 2 Maxim play, is that if the enemy just gets a good defensive bulwark up against you, you can exhaust your troops pretty easily, and then it's kind of hard to get back on the field.
Yeah, so you can see he's just very slowly losing map control. And he's gotten another AT gun out. He needs something to contest the inevitable vehicles. But I don't think he's been putting down mines, which could slow down and prevent any kind of flanking attacks from the vehicles. So, you know, how could the OKW player kind of capitalize on the advantage that he's gotten right now?
It's a little difficult. OKW doesn't have a lot of great tools for capitalizing on good advantages. The light vehicles are all very fragile. These Zis guns are a serious threat to them. The Flak 251-17 is so fragile that if a Zis gun hits it once, it will never escape the second shot thanks to this unset-up time. So, and they don't have a good general-purpose tank that kills infantry and really allows you to consolidate control. So, I mean, his best option is probably just, you know, very methodical, just try and keep his manpower high and pick his battles wisely. He's doing a very good job at that. The lack of mines of the Soviet players really going to bite him, I think, in the end.
Yeah, well, his combat engineers are occupied right now building Tier 3. That's about 40% done, and it's going to be a little while before we can get anything out of it. And he's not in the greatest fuel situation in the world.
Oh! Concert Squad wiped out by the Fallschirmjägers on the top cutoff for the Soviet player. That negative cover plus the FG-42 is just a really bad mix.
Those guys are
Oh no, he's
beastly.
going for a salvage under fire. This could be really bad. Pioneers. Oh, is he going to make it?
Oh, I really would have liked to see the Fallschirmjägers throw their... Oh no. That's just bad.
That was an avoidable mistake, sadly, for Hans. I don't know where his attention was at the moment, but this bundle grenade, I think he's just a bit out of range. The Puma doing an excellent job of forcing him out. He really needs to keep his Zis guns in the back and his conscripts with AT grenades. Hopefully, if he's got the research at this point.
Yeah, he does. He's had it for a little while now.
Maxims. Yeah, like his Puma, it's not a very good anti-infantry vehicle unless it can just basically drive right on top of you.
And he's had quite a few opportunities to do that this game.
Yeah.
There is now a second conscript squad. One of the previous two obviously got killed. But the cutoff has been taken by these Volksgrenadiers, but they're not going to be able to stay with the Maxim facing towards them.
Oh no, a second stolen Zis. He has to get this back. If he tries to go tier 3 and he has 2 Zis guns facing him down, I just don't know what the Soviet player is going to do about that. He'll need to pick up some mortars or some sort of indirect fire to sort of break this defensive bulwark that the OKW player is really starting to pick up between this flak, this MG, and these two stolen Zisses. Oh.
He does have incendiary. He will have incendiary off map available to him in 1/4 of CP, and he has got 425 munitions. So he can just throw that down again and again and again. And
I
then
suppose that is an advantage of not building these bunkers. Yeah.
That mine paid off nicely.
Oh yeah, the
so Arnab is back down to 1 conscript.
Normally, OKW mines quite expensive because of their reduced income. 30 munitions is a lot more for them than other sides, so you don't want them popping on the infantry. But in a situation like that, you take what you can get.
Yeah, you know, it's killed a full squad, so, or I should say, it killed the remainders of that squad. So hey, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Great
trade.
work, it's Kubelbug, and I've got to give it to HansMoleman. This is a very frustrating unit to use against Maxims and Soviets in general. A 1 AT grenade, a little too much time under Maxim fire, but this is a Vet 2 Kubel. 10 kills. It's doing pretty well. I don't know if this is the health bonus that just lets it, you know, be a bit more confident. It needs to get a little less confident.
Yes, now the other Maxim is out of its range, but it looks like the Maxim can't see it anymore. We should take advantage of that and back it away. I think, yes, the stolen Zis is barraging the Maxim on the middle VP.
Oh, he's walking into the flak 38.
I guess Arnab's just worried about VPs right now. I mean, he's below 250. His opponent's got, you know, is nearly full up. Arnab is starting to put down mines now.
And he's got his first T-34-76. It's about to run into some tank traps, which is very interesting.
Yes, I like getting to see all of these. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I hate tank traps. I'm not happy to see them come back in this game, but it is cool to get to see them in use.
The tank traps are pretty cool. They're only for Luftwaffe doctrine and the fortification doctrine. You know, Storm Pioneers can't normally build these. So a great use of the doctrinal power. He's really turtling up. These tank traps actually give green cover, so they give the Sturm Pioneers a way to actually fortify positions, too, if they want to.
Very
Puma versus T-34. This fight can go either way, depending on how much attention Hans is giving it. Uh-oh. He's not kiting this very well at the moment.
Yeah, it needs to back away if these constructs.
Oh, if he gets hit by an AT grenade, this could go real bad. Oh, this gun is opening up. This is starting to turn around. The smoke is paying off for the Soviet player right now.
Yes,
Ooh, that could have gone real bad for the C-34, but it barely escapes. Oh, it looks like he's got Molotovs. He's about to pull it out before he retreated.
Yes, he does in fact have Molotovs. That was that very nearly went tits up for our OKW player. But
yeah, both players reacted pretty well to the changing circumstances. I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of the SturmTiger players' unit cohesion. When you're playing these tier 2 strategies, you kind of need to... I mean, Maxims, they're like, attack, move to win, right? But
yeah,
to a
so
certain
they certainly
extent,
have been.
they're doing okay at that, but like he's losing map control and he's losing a lot of units because he just doesn't have enough support for the units. The AT grenades aren't there. This Maxim is charging as a Kubelwagen in slow-mo. Not the best choice. Ooh, he's gonna have to get that back.
The gun is so far forward now, but okay. That is providing line of sight for the Zis, which shoots into the ground, but might get the second shot. Nope.
Terrible reload time. Not quite cutting it there. There's this gun quite lengthy when it needs to fire that second shot. We have the Schwerer Panzer headquarters going up right behind the Flak 38. This is going to give access to heavy armor and the Elite Obersoldaten. That's a really, like, this is no way that the Soviet player, I don't care how many incendiary artilleries you drop on this position.
That's not going down.
That center point is secure right now.
Yeah, it seems a bit redundant to put that there, though. What do you think about that? I would think that he'd want to put that maybe a little bit closer to one of the other VPs, or just another important point.
It's true that the redundancy is a bit excessive, but I find you really want to play carefully with your Schwer Panzer headquarters, particularly against Soviets. The Zis gun is cheap, it's accessible, it has more range than your HQ. So you want to put it in a position where you can defend it easily, because if it goes down, that's 80 fuel. You can't access Panthers and a lot of elite units, so it's a huge opportunity cost if you lose it. So put it down on your cutoff, put it somewhere safe where it will annoy the enemy, and I think this is a really good position for it.
Yeah. So Arnab has gotten some shock troops, and I'm curious if you think those are going to be of much use against the unit composition that he's facing.
Shocks, I think they're going to be fine. They're good against the Fallschirmjägers. They close, which is exactly what's about to happen. He's got to be careful with his falls here.
Oh, yeah, they are so low health, too. They are going to fall quickly.
Okay, I think they're going to barely make it.
Oh,
Shocks,
man,
pretty useless when...
Oh,
no, a mine!
Oh,
that was nice. So that falls is gone. That's a rough blow.
Is that his only one?
That was his only one at the time. I don't think he'll call it. Well, personally, I wouldn't call in another. I would get Obersoldaten. He's got the tech, but he just called one in behind the lines. He's flanking a Maxim. Oh, not a very good flank.
No.
But the building is going to give him the opportunity to fight back here. That's good.
Now those other Fallschirmjägers, they had vet 1. So doesn't that give them access to the smoke grenade?
The Blindkorfer, yeah, it's a really weird grenade. Very expensive smoke grenade. You can't use it to really cover in advance because it damages everyone in it. Whoa, weird bug out there. Fired a Panzerfaust at the T-34, but it hit the building. Not sure if that was supposed to happen.
That's not so good.
He's used Puma's aim shot. The turret of the T-34 can't turn right now. It can't fight back unless it's turned the right way. Good move, giving this Puma the advantage. But I don't think he can really hunt it down here. He needs to get out of there, yeah.
Just had a pretty useless incendiary barrage go down. I don't think that's going to affect anything.
Yeah, probably wanted to put it on the building. Might have been panicking because of just the overwhelming force that he was bringing in against the T-34. Needed to save that. These shocks are coming in for an obvious grenade. Hans, yeah, pretty good dodge there. Ooh.
The shock troops would have benefited a lot from throwing a smoke grenade between them and the building. They lost so much health just moving on down the road.
And no medics for the Soviet player. Those shocks could be out of action for a while, or at least combat ineffective when they return.
He does have medics.
Oh, okay. They
were just standing in a strange location.
They were just hanging out by the T-34. My mistake then. 100 points. This is really rough for the Soviet player. He's got to do something quick.
I feel like he's saving up for, I think he's probably saving up for a KB, although he can afford one right now. I don't think that would make a whole lot of sense to save up for that. What do you think? Would be a good option for him at this point?
I don't know. I would go for the IS-2, probably. All armor is in a tough spot. Ooh, the Puma almost going down there. 20 kills on this Puma. Really good value. But between the Puma, the 2 stolen Zis guns, it's just going to be really tough for any armor to really make headway here. Even the mighty
actually not far off from the IS-2. He'll be able to afford one in about a minute. He'll have enough fuel. He already has enough manpower, so that makes me think that that's what he is going for.
The IS-2's new front armor is extraordinarily high. I think pretty much everything on the field for the Oberkommando player is going to really struggle to deal with it. The Zis gun, not an incredible penetration machine, very slow fire rate, and the Puma doesn't stand a chance. And
that was a really nasty shot from the IG right there. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I missed that one. The IG is a pretty wicked little thing.
The incendiary artillery barrage.
We're trying to force off any reinforcements. Good plan. Doesn't quite hit the Zis over there, though.
No, but
this could be bad if the Puma can keep chasing. Oh boy. This T-34 is in a lot of trouble.
Oh, the other Zis is moving up. Will he be able to escape?
No! Oh! Huge loss.
Ouch.
The IS-2 could come at a good time, though, right now. A SturmTiger has arrived.
Oh,
Wielding
boy.
the SturmTiger against a SturmTiger player? That's some irony there.
Yes.
I think
The IS-2 is
SturmTiger,
available right now.
it's an interesting choice from Hans. I think it's good. His opponent's on the back foot and having to rely on AT guns to secure control. You cannot escape the SturmTiger blast if you're an AT gun if it starts firing on you. So it's really good against these setup teams.
Even if
I
you're
don't
at
know
max
if
range and just reverse away.
Yeah, no way is. It takes about 4 seconds to level the shot, but most guns just can't escape the blast radius in time. It's very good at taking out AT guns.
The IS-2 is here.
Ooh, this could be bad for Hans. He's gonna have to play around this IS-2 very carefully. That being said, with 87 on the points on the board for his opponent, if he just plays a little well for just a bit longer, this game will be over.
Yes.
IS-2 first shot missing.
Now,
Hands of Faust going out. Damaged engine.
he's lucky to get
He's,
on that.
he's lining up a shot. Oh, that was not very
What?
impressive at all.
It absorbed the shot. There was no splash at all.
Yeah, that was weird. Sometimes that happens when it deflects. The damage is decent, but not that great.
It reminds me of you know, King Tigers in the first game, deflecting
Howitzer shots.
howitzer shots. But
Yeah,
then
they
all
just
of the
bounce
all
right
the
off.
squads repairing them exploding, despite there being no visible explosion.
Those deflections were always pretty hilarious. You can actually sometimes see that in the current game, but it's not very often. Particularly, I think howitzers in this game have like 1,000 penetration or something. So.
Yeah, they have enough penetration to penetrate everything every time. Now,
This is rough. A damage engine on the IS-2, and he needs to get it out there, or he will lose. This could take a while to repair. The Puma needs to be careful here. Smoke.
Yeah. But he should have just started shooting attack ground. He's using barrage. That's an odd choice.
That is interesting.
But it's working a little bit.
Puma only has armor of 25, so pretty much anything that is an explosive will hurt it. Even the terrible penetration of the bulldozer Sherman is a threat. Oh my goodness, that Puma. Could this be the veterancy paying off? Actually penetrates the IS-2. Okay, maybe not.
Oh!
Oh!
Has to back away and down it goes to the Zis.
That's a big loss for Hans. He's getting another Puma. I don't think I can agree with this. Puma's pretty awful against the IS-2's frontal armor. Good at kiting.
What would be good against it, though?
Well, that's a tough choice considering his fuel circumstances. Actually, he does have the medical truck. He could go for, I would go for a Panther or the Jagdpanzer, the premier tank hunter of the OKW. The Jagdpanzer has ridiculous front armor and good penetration. It would probably fight an IS-2 pretty handily. The Panther is a Panther, you know. Those things are always pretty solid.
Yeah. SturmTiger's reloaded and probably just gonna blow blow up these shock troops.
Ooh.
Ooh, I can't believe they didn't get killed. I mean, most of
Yeah.
them got killed.
I think he wanted to go for a more direct shot, but the SturmTiger's shot is pretty low to the ground. If he had fired directly at them, I think it would have hit the little hut. So he went for a shot. I think he might have actually been firing beyond his vision range. Yeah, he was. So he was just taking a guess at where those shock troopers were. They thankfully were a little to the right.
Very strange incendiary artillery usage over there in the middle. Been better off using that on the right, I think, since he was getting chased off. And these shock troops actually do manage to raise the VP, and off they go to reinforce.
Yeah, I think that was purely a desperation incendiary. He's looking at his VPs. He says, I've got 18. I've got to throw something down to stop these shocks from being pressured. Wasn't necessary, but, you know, you do what you have to do. A Molotov coming out in the center. Direct
Very
hit.
nice. Instantly kills 2 mans. The others, they hop out of the fire. These conscripts, yeah, they're a bit outgunned right now.
S2's back in the action. Where is he going to place it? The left side would be best. Looks like that's where it's going. Those 2 AT guns in the center are creating quite a defensive lockdown.
Yes. Yeah, not to mention the SturmTiger in case any infantry come up again.
Its reload is complete. It's ready to go. This Puma's backing off for repairs. Hans has got a good defensive setup here. It's a pretty comfortable position, but I would still be afraid of a second IS-2 or this current one.
Yeah, these Maxims have been a real headache for him. So there's one just sitting over on the right protecting the VP, and I think there's another one capturing the VP on the left.
While you gotta say that the Soviet player has not done a good job preserving his Zis guns between having 2 of them stolen, the Maxims, all of them are Vet 3, excellent job preserving those. They're doing incredible work this game, even though that their kill counts are actually pretty pathetic, 8, 8, and 11.
Oh, SturmTiger pokes its head forward but rolls back, and thought that he might just blow up the Zis gun out of spite right there. The IS-2 just plows
He's aiming for a long-range shot.
Ooh, yes, barrel raising up. Nothing.
Looks like that either clipped the trees or he just was firing it to force the enemy off. Not a bad idea. The Zis gun's doing nothing. The Puma's doing nothing. This IS-2 can't be challenged from the front. He has to bring something heavier in.
Oh, man. Such a beast. Oh, where's the SturmTiger going? He needs to just get that thing back.
He needs to get it back
and start reloading it.
Yeah, reloading it.
So the IS-2 is, taking a little bit of a beating. Incendiary barrage is coming in. That's going to make the Zis have to move. Unless you put it too far forward, it looks like it may have.
Oh, these bolts. They're going to make it out? Oh, barely.
That's just miraculous. So I think this is a new squad of Fallschirmjägers in this house over by the Zis. Unless I'm mistaken.
Yes, I think that's a fresh call-in.
I'm a little surprised he didn't call them in further back from the same house that he used before.
It's always a bit of a risk. It looks like it's going to be a bit of a risk here, even as long as the heavy armor's on the field, and Hans doesn't have any sort of mobile AT that can challenge that IS-2. So any sort of risky play with the Fallschirmjägers can be punished quite quickly by bringing that tank back and just shooting him. IS-2 is still very good against infantry.
Yes, but it's below half health right now. The combat engineers are fixing it, but I feel like he might want to get another squad of them, but kind of get the feeling he's saving up to get a second IS-2. He's got almost 200 fuel and over 700 manpower, and he'll be able to afford one once again, just a minute.
Yeah, he might not have a minute at this rate. The victory point is being threatened. He'll start bleeding with 18 points. He's got to do something quick. The middle is the obvious target. Where will the Soviet hammer fall? Looks like he's going to try and challenge Hans directly at this VP that's getting captured.
Yeah, there's a nice mine that was going down from the Sturm Pioneers just in the obvious crossing point for any kind of, well, I can't say any vehicle. The IS-2 can just go right through these tank traps.
Can it? It doesn't seem to be pathing through them. This is a great use of the tank traps. Ooh, another SturmTiger shot.
Ooh, I didn't see it fire, but I saw it in transit and saw it connect.
Didn't quite catch the shock troops. Blew a hole in his own defenses. That's not great.
No, that's really bad.
He might not fall for the trap.
Looks like Arnab's going to be able to take this right VP. Oh, don't get out of it.
Ooh, 12 points and counting down. He's got to act quick. Oh no, the shoe mine hits. Damaged engine. This is very bad. Well,
is Arnab going to claim
quick
this?
retreat from Hans. It looks like he's going to back off and try and pick a better fight. He's got time. He's got
smart.
resources. This is probably the best. What is he bringing out? He's bringing out a Panzer II Lux. That's
Really?
not going to help against an IS-2. What is
the
this
inevitable second IS-2. Here comes the second IS-2.
Ooh. I wonder if Hans was playing around when he got the SturmTiger. I'm not entirely sure. It's not paying off very much. It's a huge fuel sink. He needs some heavy AT, and now he's bringing out another anti-infantry. He's relying a lot on these stolen Zisses. I'm not sure where he's going here. This is questionable, and he's losing map control quick.
I think... What would you think of a a walking Stuka here, because, I mean, the army for Arnab is almost entirely support weapons at this point. He's got 3 squads of conscripts. He can't actually reinforce them because he doesn't have enough pop cap. He's got the shock troops, but other than that, he's got 3 machine guns and a Zis.
Yeah, the problem
oh, God,
is still
yeah,
those
the 2
veteran,
IS-2s.
those veteran Maxims and Zis guns. Those are definitely still a problem alongside of these IS-2s. SturmTiger doesn't do anything to that IS-2. It's supposed to have a good critical table when it hits a tank directly, but no effect really. Yeah, very interesting. I think the Walking Stuka would have been excellent. When I go against Tier 2, I almost try to prioritize them. He got mechanized, the regiment, very early. These Pumas... Oh, another Puma lost. This is going real bad, real fast for Hans. His army is dwindling faster than he'd like, for sure. This Luke's doing a good job, though, on the left, knocking out this Vet 3 Maxim, maybe? Oh my god. No, not quite. Oof. But the IS-2 is going to be unchallenged here.
I think that might have been a scatter shot, actually, that hit those Fallschirmjäger.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see that. It must have been just a complete miss.
Oh, takes it down to 1 man. And backs away. That looked like a mine exploded. I was glancing away, noticing that Arnab has rebuilt his combat engineers because he didn't have anything that could repair those IS-2s. Now he does. But,
it's pretty much the only saving grace for Hans right now is that the IS-2s are both hurt. One is damaged engine sitting in the base and he needs considerable repair before he can fight again. Oh, 8 points. Hans is throwing away his Zis gun in desperation. He's got to take a step back. He's got to recoup. He has enough fuel for a Jagdpanzer. What will he choose? He has no manpower right now. The bleed is excessive. So he can't make any selections right now. If he uses his Lukes well, I think we can force off the infantry right now. There's no AT guns out. There's one very weak AT gun for the Soviets. Ooh.
Real unnecessary loss of Sturm Pioneers in the middle there. You know, could have just let the Lukes deal with everything. There's nothing with any kind of anti-tank power over there.
Yeah, I think Hans might be a little shaken right now. His SturmTiger's sort of spinning about, a little wandered. It's just a little confused, it looks.
Yes.
He's down to 4 infantry squads, 55 pop cap. It's not looking great for him right now. This is one of the threats that OKW faces against Soviets, is that their heavy armor is just so hard to tackle. They have to really plan around it and bring out the right late-game units to handle it.
These tanks are still in bad shape. There's only the one squad of combat engineers that can go around and do anything to help them. So he can...
Of all the sides, I think probably Soviets are... Well, no, maybe not. Soviets are one of the worst off for repairs. The new factions, really great repair units. Pioneers, probably better than combat engineers. Well, maybe not, considering combat engineers are cheaper, but he might be able to get this IS-2 back in the action soon, at which point I'm not sure what Hans is going to do. His manpower bleed is still off the charts. Ooh, this Luke's in some danger.
I think that Hans is just going to try to raise these VPs and, you know, with the damage.
So desperate. He's pulling in the LEIG infantry support gun to stop the cap into the center. Oh! Not quite. He just got a direct hit. He could have wiped out that squad, but he only gets 4 conscripts. That's not going to help him out.
Giving them Vet 3 in the process. Yeah, I guess when you get hit by one of those, you learn not to stand in front of the SturmTiger again.
Thankfully,
Arnab's going to be able to lower the VP on the left.
Hans does have his base engineers from that mechanized regiment bringing the Lukes back in action, so he doesn't have to worry about repairs quite as much. The second IS-2 is back, ready to go. Looks like he's just rousing it.
Yes, that was the one with the damaged engine, so although the other one's only down to about 30% of its health, it is mobile. So it can harass these squads that don't have any kind of AT or just insufficient AT to threaten it.
190 fuel for the Oberkommando West player. What are we going to see? He's got to bring something out soon.
Yeah,
oh, that is not what he needs right there. Fallschirmjäger is taking 3 casualties per shot. IS-2 still really good. Ooh. Yeah, he's just this new arrival, completely forced back. The Schwerer Panzer headquarters doesn't stand a chance against an IS-2.
no.
He's going to have to bring this Zisk gun in close. This is very dangerous. Is this an attack move? This is not good.
No, it looks
yeah,
like
he realizes this is a bad idea.
Yep, and they spin around and run back.
He's attack grounding for this one. Not a bad plan. Oh, SturmTiger going to try and turn it. Crew shocked. That'll help a little, but this Zisk gun's finally destroyed the hedge, so it's got a clear shot.
Yes. Just in time for the IS-2 to come out of...
Oh, we've got a Panther in production. This is probably the only saving grace that HansMoleman will have. Still a far way off, though, and the damage is being dealt quickly. What is he going to do?
Man, Arnab he's retaking the map. This is impressive from the position he was in a while ago.
Push, yeah.
Arnab,
this IS-2 in the center has to be careful. One more penetrating hit from the Zisk gun will finish it. Oh, he loses line of sight.
he can actually almost afford another one once this goes down. He's at 100 out of 100 pop cap. He can't make anything else. He can't reinforce any of his squads. He's got 2-man conscript squads just sitting around in the base doing nothing. He can't even use them to
this is what I'm talking about with Schwerer. Little does Arnab know, if he killed that Schwerer, he would have stopped the Panther, but it's too late now. It's rolling onto the field. Get this save, HansMoleman. That Schwerer was so low. And if he'd been a bit more gutsy with the second IS-2, he could have knocked it out. Killing the trucks is a huge difference for any player who's fighting against an Oberkommando West player. Well, they're going to face off here. Panther versus IS-2. First deflection. Ooh, this is real bad for the IS-2.
Is that SturmTiger loaded up again? Can it contribute to the fight?
It's ready to fight. It's going to probably choose a nice, easy target. Is it going to go for these shock troops? Looks like the Panther's not going to try to chase. He's going to force the retreat. He really should have probably used a stop command to stop that shot, but he fires it anyways. Luke's is forcing off the Maxim here. You know, I kind of criticized the Luke's choice. I still don't think it was the best choice considering what he was up against, but it is very good against Soviet Tier 2 and the Maxims because it can just flank and it's got good DPS.
Oh yeah, it's been, I feel like every time I look over on the left side of the map, incendiary artillery coming in, but Moleman thought he saw it. Maybe he doesn't. It's a very fortunate spot for the squad to stand. They're healing passively, but that's about to end as they get into combat with this IS-2. This doesn't have line of sight. It's surprising.
Luke's again forcing off the Maxim. Very good at close range. Oh, is he going to wipe it? He's moving away. It has that new moving accuracy bonus, but I think he probably could have held it there and knocked out that squad.
Yeah,
not sure
much
where
reason
it's
to move
headed.
it.
It's going to head into Danger Town if it gets too close to this IS-2, but back down at the left VP, Volks are trying to force off these combat engineers. VPs are getting closer, 8 to 108. That's kind of close, at least.
Yes. They'll soon both be down. Well, no, they won't be down to double
against the
digits.
Panther. You don't want to do that.
Oh boy.
That
could have been a lot
Panther.
worse.
He's spinning around instead of orienting his gun properly. This Panther could be in some trouble. Ooh, deflection. Very lucky. Man, that front arm of the IS-2 is not paying off against the Panther. Still a penetration beast.
Now, do these both have the same range, or does one of them have the advantage over the other?
I believe the Panther has 50. I don't think the IS-2 has more than 40, so it's still a bit of a sniper tank, the Panther. Not positive on that one, I'll admit.
Oh, might see an AT grenade going here. Doesn't look like it.
Oh, Panther's in a lot of trouble if the Zisk gets another shot. Oh, he's pulled out of range. No, he hasn't! Abandoned!
Oh, abandoned!
Will the SturmTiger player burn it to the ground? It looks like he's going to. The IS-2 is lining up the shot. The Lukes is in desperation, trying to come in from behind. Main gun destroyed. That's not going to kill it.
Oh, no.
SturmTiger's not even reloaded. It can't fire. It can't do anything. A Zisk gun shot from the Vet 3. Oh, it's too late. The Panther's gone. The IS-2s are almost completely out of action, but is it going to matter? Ooh. Oh, Luke's wipes the Vet 3 conscripts. It's complete chaos here. Both players are just scrambling for control. Volk's wipe on the left bottom VP. Oh no, Hans is losing control of the match completely now.
Oh no.
The Luke's is about to die. No! Oh, that was one of his saving grace units against this heavy infantry composition.
This
Oh no,
Fallschirmjäger
the
could go down
SturmTiger's
to the...
reloading under fire. It's probably going to get decrewed. Everything's going badly.
Oh, that's...
There are troops who could take that SturmTiger too. I can't believe it hasn't already been decrewed, but it's going to die either way at this rate.
Fallschirmjäger squad will probably get killed by,
Oh
well,
no, the
all
incendiary.
Oh, no, they can both die here.
Hans taps
And that's it.
out there.
No, he won.
What? Oh! Oh my god!
Whoa, that was
chaos.
a crazy ending.
Hans literally has a one-man falls, a one-man
What?
falls, and a one-man bulks.
You've got to be kidding
Force
me.
is almost completely wiped out. An insane.
Whoa.
Oh, he kept his eyes on the prize. I gotta admit, I gotta hand it to him. I didn't quite keep my eyes on those VPs
my
quite well
God.
enough.
If
The
Arnab
chaos
had
everywhere.
a few more VPs, this would have gone very quickly south. I mean, look how close he is to raising this VP in the
Yeah, just
south.
a fraction left.
Oh, just like
Could have saved
1
himself.
second away, and this match would have continued. And he even managed to get an abandoned crit on the SturmTiger. I mean, you can see the IS-2 moved around to shoot it in the back. So, oh man, that was. I was wondering why is he leaving these Fallschirmjägers in the middle? It's obvious he was just to decap the VP and prevent anything from changing that. That was a hell of a crazy match at the end.
No kidding.
Oh man.
Both players making some mistakes in the mid game and the late game, but a wonderful watch and a real pleasure to cast.
Oh, that was a ton of fun. Thanks for joining me on that. Do you have any more comments on it? I don't really. Just wow. So intense that we couldn't even tell who won at the end right away.
Not much to say. I mean, respect the IS-2. It's an incredible beast in this patch. The Oberkommando West player, really good lockdown early game, using that Fallschirmjäger doctrine to make sure that he had a secure position and pushed out. I think there's a lot of things I would have done differently compositionally for both sides, but, when it comes down to it, this match, pretty excellent. Stellar.
Oh yeah, certainly one of the more entertaining matches I've seen in a while. That was a great one. So I think it was HansMoleman that posted this on the COH2.org replay section. So thank you very much for doing that. And well, I take submissions also. There'll be information about that in the description. There'll be a link to this replay as well, so you can all go over there and click the honor button, because man, I'm about to do that. And yeah, once again, Corp.Shephard. Check out his guides over on COH2.org, and thank you for joining me. This was a lot of fun.
Definitely a pleasure.
Alright, folks. Bye-bye.
See you later.